Hello everyone, welcome to the first lecture of parallel plate capacitor. Parallel, you can write it like this: parallel plate capacitor. The first question that can be asked is: show that electric field outside the capacitor is zero, or electric field exists only between the two plates of a capacitor. Now, first of all, I think we have to make a capacitor. These are two parallel plates. Suppose we separated some large distance. Initially, the separation between them is very small. Let us consider two plates. This plate is having given a positive charge. Surface charge density is say plus sigma. Negative charge appear on this side, it is minus sigma. We have in our previous chapter show you that electric field on any side due to a plate, charge plate, is given as E is equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, and it is independent of the distance. Suppose we consider 3 points. One is this one, A. The point at which we have to find out the electric field, we assume a unit positive charge at that point. This first plate will repel this positive charge, therefore direction of field will be this one. We call it as, due to first plate, it is E1. This second plate will attract it in this direction, it is E2. The net field at A is, they are in opposite direction, you can simply write E1 minus E2. What is E1? It is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, and we get the same field due to second plate also because it is independent of distance. Sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Only to put sigma 1, sigma 2, and we get sigma 1 minus sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon. Since in this case we have sigma 1 is equal to sigma 2, magnitudes are equal, therefore we get electric field at A equals to 0. Similarly, if we consider any point B on this side, this second plate will attract this positive charge, it is E2, and even this is positive and positive will repel, it is E1. Now net field at B is, again we can write E1 minus E2 or E2 minus E1, it doesn't matter, or EB is equal to, since field is independent of the distance, therefore we get the same result, same formula, sigma 1 upon 2 epsilon naught, or EB is equal to sigma 2 minus sigma 1 upon 2 epsilon naught. Again here, since sigma 2 equals to sigma 1, therefore electric field at B will be equals to 0. Now come to the C point. At anywhere between the two plates, at anywhere, why we consider any point? Because it is independent of distance, there will be, suppose, unit positive charge at this C. This positive plate will repel this one, we call it as E1, and this negative plate will attract it. The negative plate will attract it, say it is E2. Therefore total field at C will be equals to E1 plus E2. EC is, E1 is sigma 1 upon 2 epsilon naught, it is independent of distance, sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught. We have sigma 1 plus sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught. Again, since we use the same concept, sigma 1 equals to sigma 2, therefore at the C point we have 2 sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, or we get sigma upon epsilon. Now we get three equation. Number 1 and number 3 shows that electric field outside the parallel plates is 0, and it exists only between the two plates, where we know that sigma is charge per unit area and epsilon naught is permittivity of free space. That means this is the case when nothing is placed between the two plates. This is for free space. So we have to this second formula we have to keep in your mind. Now there is no need to solve the electric field outside the two plates each and every time. It is very much clear. If we have two plates carrying equal and opposite surface charge density, then electric field on either side of the two plates will be 0. It exists only between the two plates. Now next we calculate, second question, we calculate capacitance or capacity of a parallel plate capacitor. Now we calculate question number 2, capacity of a parallel plate capacitor. Question number 2, capacity of parallel plate capacitor. In question number 1, we have calculated the electric field between the two plates. Suppose we have two plates like this. This plate is having sigma and this plate is having minus sigma. This is having positive charge. And one thing which I forget to explain is that electric field lines start from positive charge and ends at negative charge. Therefore field lines like this. That means we get uniform field between the two plates of a capacitor, and at the end field lines like this, normal to the surface on both the sides like this. Let this distance between the two plates is d. D is the distance between the two plates. Just now we have calculated the electric field between the two plates of a capacitor. Electric field between two plates we have calculated just now. E is given as sigma upon epsilon naught or Q by A epsilon. Now if we know the separation between the two plates, we can find potential difference. Electric field E is equal to V by D, or we can get V equals to E into D, that is potential difference between two plates is given as V equals to Q upon A epsilon naught into D. Hence we can calculate capacity C, which is formula is Q by V, or Q by V is Q upon A epsilon naught into D. Q and Q will cancel out and we get C is equal to A epsilon naught upon D. That is, the capacity does not depend on Q and V. See, we know C is equal to Q by V. I have told you that capacity does not depend on the Q, or it does not depend on the V. It depends only on the structure of the two plates. Greater the area, greater will be the capacitance. Smaller the distance, greater will be the capacitance. If free space, it is epsilon. If medium is there, if medium, then C in medium is A epsilon up to D. What is epsilon? K times epsilon naught upon D, or it is K times C. In this way we can find out capacity between two plates of a parallel plate capacitor. Now next we calculate the energy stored in a parallel plate capacitor. Now next question is important. Question number 3 is energy stored in a parallel plate capacitor. Now how we charge this capacitor? Question number 3. Question 3. Energy stored in parallel plate capacitor. And energy density. This question is also very important. Energy density. Now if we consider a parallel plate, suppose we have two plates. Suppose we have two plates like this one. Now we connect these two plates with a battery to get it charged. When we connect it with a battery, what will happen? This positive plate will start attracting the negative charge from this plate. Therefore this plate will become a positive, and this plate is connected with the negative of the battery, negative terminal of the battery requires negative charge. Now each and every time it goes difficult to attract electron because it is already positive, therefore it has become negative. In this way this positive plate start providing positive charge to this plate A, and equal negative charge will create on the second plate. Each time this battery has to do work against the field created between the two plates. Initially you will find that until the capacitor is fully charged, the field between the plates goes on increasing. This is the direction of field between the two plates of a capacitor. And the role of battery is, you can say, the role of battery is to transfer a positive charge, you can also say like this, from negative plate to positive plate. The battery transfer a positive charge from negative plate to positive plate. Now the work done, small work done to move a small charge, say dq, against the field of a capacitor by the battery is given by dw. Work done is equal to q into c. Charge is q into v. Potential difference is v. Potential difference between the plate is v. V into dq is the work done. This is basically the potential formula of potential energy. For total work done, we integrate both the side. Initially at any time, suppose charge acquired is q at any time. Therefore, V will be equals to, let it any time charge is q. Therefore, V is equal to q by c. Therefore, on integrating both the side, what we get, dw is q by c dq. This dW is W. Initially when time is 0, when T1 is 0, Q is 0. After some time T, let it is fully charged and Q is capital Q. Now dW is W. On integrating, what we get? W, it is equal to 1 by C taken outside. We integrate Q dQ. Now limit is from 0 to capital Q. This will also be written as, on integrating, what we get? Q square by 2. Limit is 0 to capital Q. From work energy theorem, this work done will be stored in the system as a energy, and on putting the limit, we get Q square minus 0 upon 2. It is 1 by 2 Q square by C. This is equation number 1. It is U final minus U initial. Here you can write initial potential energy is 0 and final potential energy is let U. When time is 0, Q is 0, initial potential energy is 0. After time T, charge is maximum, capital Q, and potential energy is U. The Ui is 0, Uf is U. Therefore, we get a formula U is equal to half Q square by C. Or if we write Q equals to CV, then 1 by 2 Q can be written as CV whole square upon C, and we get half CV square, second formula. In third formula, half, you can put Q equals to CV, you can put V equals to Q by C, C equals to Q by V. You can put half Q square by C, half Q square, C can be written as Q by V, or we get half QV. These are the three formulas. You can use any one of the three formulas as a energy store in a parallel plate capacitor. Now for energy density. Energy density is basically energy per unit volume. Energy density is energy per unit volume stored between the two plates of a capacitor. It is energy per unit volume, or half CV square upon volume. Volume is, let A is the area of the plates and D is the separation. Therefore, volume is simply A into D. Or this energy density is equal to half, C can be written as A epsilon naught upon D, and V can be written as E equals to V by D. We have a formula E equals to V by D. Therefore, V can be written as E into D whole square upon AD. What we have written? E equals to this one and C equals to A epsilon naught upon D. We have written these two terms. Now on solving this, what we get? On solving this, we get half D square will cancel out, A and A will cancel out, half epsilon naught into E square. This is called as energy density or energy per unit volume. So energy density, we have a formula half epsilon naught into E square, where E is the electric field and epsilon naught is permittivity of free space. So this is the formula for the energy density. This is, we can say, equation number 4. Now further we will proceed in our next lecture. Thank you.